Hey everybody, we are live to teach you guys why you should track your workouts and your calories for best results. So let me mute Facebook real quick. If any of you guys have any questions, just put it in the comment section and I will get to it. So let's pull up my notes real quick and then we'll get started. Okay, um, so this topic, why you should track your workouts and calories for best success, it obviously came from being educated, but originally, this whole concept for me was introduced to me back in like probably 2009, 2010, back when Martin Berkhan was pretty popular with the whole fitness blogging thing. And he made this article called excuse the language, I'm going to spell it out, F-U-C-K around it. Basically, like, a nicer way to say it, like screw around it. And the whole point of the article was that, we have that it's rampant in society, particularly gym culture, when you go in there and you see a bunch of people just basically shooting in the dark in terms of their training and just winging it in terms of their dieting, and how it's so ineffective if you are not tracking your workouts, and not it can be very ineffective as well if you're not tracking your diets as well. So we're going to go into all the details of that. So the problem with not tracking your workouts and your diets, like your calories, is it's basically the same idea as like, a rich person without a budget. If you don't have a budget, whether you're poor or you're trying to become rich or you are rich, your success in staying rich or becoming rich is going to be very limited because you are not keeping track of things and you're not sure where you are at the moment, and you may not be sure how to get to that. So it's kind of like aimlessly working out, aimlessly dieting with no clear path or goal with your fitness and health. Can you reach some success? Yes, but it's possible. But you also risk the chance of, hitting plateaus and not being able to get past it because you're kind of shooting in the dark with your training and nutrition. Um, so just like, a rich person who wants to stay rich or build his wealth has a budget, you too should be tracking your workouts and your nutrition. So, and a lot of these people in the gym, like, they often do what's popular on social media or in magazines. So they see what's popular, and what's popular is lifting 5 or 6 times a week, doing a conventional bro split or like a push-pull split. What's popular is doing very high volume training and working out very frequently changing your training program when you feel like it or when you get bored. Or on the diet side of it, what's popular is you'll see a lot of times people removing whole macronutrients from their diets, to try to get leaner. So that might be like keto. You're not removing carbs entirely, but you are greatly reducing it and limiting it. Or it could be low fat. It could be things like paleo, very restrictive, or being vegan or vegetarian, trying to lose weight, again, very restrictive. And the main point behind all of this is it's you're not tracking. When it comes to working out, you're going to get the best results if you know how much weight you can lift at how many reps. And if you're always trying to be that with your diet, you're going to get the best results whenever you, um, in essence, losing weight comes down to calories in versus calories out. So if you know how many calories you're eating, you can more accurately modify it to either keep getting results in the positive or negative, like gaining or losing weight, depending on what your goals are. So in this whole process of basically being a screw around it, or as Martin Berkhan put it in the little bit more vulgar phrasing, because you're just shooting aimlessly in the dark. And that's when you'll see a lot of people years on end going to the gym. They look exactly the same. Their strength hasn't improved. They just stay in a cycle of looking and performing exactly the same. Or these people who diet for months on end, they diet all their lives and they look the same, or they either go in extreme scenarios of gaining a ton of weight and losing a ton of weight because what they're doing isn't sustainable. So to be clear, you are going to get your best results tracking your workouts and tracking your calories. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, as a clarifier, I'm not saying that you can't get good results not tracking calories. It is very possible to get good results doing intuitive eating and choosing like healthier options, things like that. But it's still not going to be as precise or optimized. So it is possible, but if you're looking for optimized weight loss or muscle gain, gaining weight, you're going to get the best results tracking calories. Now, I will say there's no workaround for not tracking your workouts. If you're not tracking your workouts, you might get results in the beginning if you're a newbie, like you've never lifted before, and then you start lifting and you get what's called the newbie gains. Yeah, you'll get that, but you will quickly plateau and not be able to push past, building more muscle mass and strength. So there's no workaround for the workout and not tracking that. Okay, so how should you track your workouts so that you're not hitting these plateaus and you're constantly progressing and you get the best results? Basically, so particularly if you're doing weightlifting, you should always be keeping track of what weight you used. Well, first off, you should have a precise workout plan. Do not be switching your workouts every week or every couple of weeks or couple of months. Do not do that. The biggest factor for success with weightlifting is progressive overload, which means that you are progressively getting stronger or faster, whatever the goal is, in some form or another. So that looks like more reps with the same weight, or more weight at the same amount of reps. It could also mean more sets, which I don't recommend. It could be faster time, or it could be better form. Those are all forms of progressive overload, and those are things that you should be aiming for. So going back, how do you track your workouts for best results? You need to be tracking how much weight you are doing, have a specific workout plan, know the exact number of sets you're doing, how many reps you're doing, which, by the way, if you're wanting the best results for the minimal amount of time and effort, you should always be aiming to train to momentary muscular failure. That literally means when you're performing a set, you literally cannot pull or push the weight anymore. Like your muscle fails and it just, you can't do it anymore. That is momentary muscular failure. So you should be tracking the weight that you're doing for all of your sets and how many reps you did. And then when you come back that next week and you do that same workout, that exact same exercise, you should always be aiming to beat that. So for example, let's say you're squatting 315 pounds for 6 reps. Well, next week, you should either try to get 315 pounds for 7 reps, so that's 1 rep more, or aim to increase the weight and still get about the same amount of reps. So maybe try 320 and try to get 5 or 6 reps. Those are forms of progressive overload. And if you are getting stronger, that is a huge indicator that you are also putting on muscle mass. And then, like, if you have anything notable to say about your set, like, let's say you did 1 more rep than you did last week, but you had sloppy form, you should track that as well. Like, just put a little note, like, you know, had sloppy form on last rep or two, something like that. Anything that is noteworthy and that changes the context of it. So you should always be tracking your workouts for best results. And that way, you know, when you get stuck. And then if you know that you get stuck, you know that something needs to change. And that's a little bit of a different topic, so I won't cover that there. When it comes to tracking your calories, yes, you very possibly can get great results. And so many of my clients, I start them out with this, where it's more so intuitive eating, but adopting simple yet powerful habits that help to deliver results of losing fat, becoming leaner, while building muscle and feeling better with sleep, energy, all of that stuff. So it is possible, but there's always going to come to a point where you reach this plateau where you don't lose weight anymore. And in that scenario, you're going to get more precise results if you start tracking calories. So if your goal from there is to lose some more weight, then you would want to adopt specific calories that you try to meet every day. And the other reason why it's really important to track your calories, if you have goals of losing weight or gaining weight to gain muscle, whatever, is if you diet for way too long, or you diet too severely, even if you're not tracking calories. So let's say that you are just choosing healthy foods. You're eating intuitively, you're not tracking calories, but you are making yourself eat less so that you lose weight. If you do that for too long, or if you do that for too severely, like cutting calories down way too much, even though you're not tracking calories, you're just making yourself eat less, you are going to slow down your metabolism. So in the context of you have goals to lose fat, or you have goals to, gain some weight, to gain muscle, you need to be tracking your calories so that you also know, not just so that you get more precise results in whichever goal you're aiming for, but so that you also know the health of your metabolism, so that you can know when you might need to take a diet break or start a reverse diet to repair your metabolism, because you do not want to be dieting for way too long. Now, in the context of maintenance, like let's say you've reached your goals, you're not looking to lose any more weight, you like your level of leanness, you like your muscle mass and strength that you've gained, then no, you don't have to track your calories in maintenance. You can easily switch to more intuitive eating. It's still adopting those good habits that promote best health. And that's perfectly fine. But anytime you want to switch out of that to a diet, a deficit to lose weight or to gain weight, then you are going to get your best results tracking your calories. So let me check, see if there are any questions real quick, but that pretty much covers it. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of this, or if I didn't clarify some details well enough, just let me know. I'm here to help. And we do a weekly live training every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. You're welcome to watch live in Facebook, but I do recommend joining me live on Zoom so that you can join me and ask questions more like face-to-face with me. But yeah, thank you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see y'all next week.